Hey guys, my name is Janet. If you're new here, make sure you like and hit that subscribe button. Well, like only if you like it. Anyway, so last time we were here, I spoke about fitness and the way that it had helped me out of a depression and the way that it kind of saved me from me. And I made an introduction on how I was going to be documenting some of the experiences of me being a competitor. So I thought I would give you a brief introduction on why I decided to compete and why I'm still doing it. So as you guys know, I briefly stated that this is my third year competing, third year in a row. And when I first got into bodybuilding, I didn't really expect it for me to continue doing it and for me to grow such a love for it. So we're going to go back a little bit. Maybe like about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, before I even started beginning to bodybuild, I was just, working on my fitness, working out. I grew such a love for it because of what it did for me. And at the time I was working as a beverage manager in a restaurant. And then all of a sudden I was given an offer that I absolutely could not refuse. So that would have required me to leave my job and leave everything behind. And after some serious thought and convincing, I took it. And I literally thought that it was going to change my entire life around, which it really did, but not in the way that I expected it. So after I dropped everything, I quit my job, I was going to dive into the whole fitness industry. The offer did not go through at all. It was kind of like trying to little shiny object in front of a person's face, and it was just take it all from underneath me, and it left me distraught, extremely distraught, ashamed, embarrassed, and completely heartbroken. Also, I was broke as hell. I mean, incredibly broke. You guys don't even understand how broke I was. So I kind of felt like I had to start from the very beginning, but that experience put so much into perspective. Because finally, when I thought about it, I'm like, this kind of put a fire under my ass. I'm not doing the things that I really wanted to do. What I was passionate about, I was completely neglecting. Or maybe I hadn't gotten there yet, but that was a complete eye-opener. And that experience was completely heartbreaking. So on top of the fact that I knew that I had to do something different, I was also hurting at the same time. So, but like I said, it just put a fire under my ass. So I'm here trying to pick myself back up, and I had kind of thought about going into a competition, but I never really took it serious. And then at that time, I was actually dating a guy that was prepping for a competition, and when the day of his competition, that same exact day is when I started prepping for my first one. When I finally was I'm going to do this, I owe it to myself to really go hard at something, because I feel like I never really did, So as soon as that happened, I started prepping, and about a month later, he dumps me. And I was like, what in the entire F? Two completely hurtful situations happened all in the span of a few months. And one thing that I've learned about life in general is that people that you meet, people that you surround yourself with, or whatever the case is, they're mirror reflections of who you are. And I knew that at that point, my perspective and my perception on life was already changing, where every experience that I was going through, I had to look at it with different lenses. What am I supposed to learn from this? what do I get out of the situation? It can't just be something like, oh, everything is happening to me, I'm just unlucky. That wasn't it. I felt like that was the opportunity to teach me something about myself that I kind of like didn't even like, I neglected. So at that point, I was like, I have to seek this through. I can't flake out on me when other people are flaking out on me. That was an opportunity for me to show myself that I can like do something and see it through 100%, because that 100% from other people wasn't happening for me, you know? So that's exactly what happened. In that year, I competed in 3 different shows back to back. It was a crazy ass experience because I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. So I felt like a small fish in a freaking Shark Tank. So after that first year, you know, I kind of like grew a passion for it because it taught me so many things. It taught me perseverance. It taught me how to like kind of put my emotions aside, and when I tell myself that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It taught me discipline, and it just kind of like I dove deep into myself so much that I was like, why stop here? So right there, that was the beginning of me putting my foot on the gas. All right, so when I tell you guys, put your foot on the gas, ladies, it's on. Do that shit, all right? So that was the beginning of it all. And after that, that's when I took fitness into a completely different level. Not only was I bodybuilding and having that personal goal, but I started coaching and training and doing everything that I did, getting these certifications. I just wanted to get better at everything. And that experience was the one that taught me that you cannot promise yourself something and not go full throttle 100%. Imagine when people make promises to you and how much they flake out on it and how pissed off you get. You need that same energy. You need to give yourself that same energy all the time. So when that happened, that completely changed the way that I even was for myself. So I wanted to get better. I knew that that was my first year. There was so much work that I had to do. There was so much muscle that I had to build. There was confidence that I had to build because the stage frightened me. It still does to this day. So I knew that I just had to get better. I had to get stronger. I had to be more disciplined. You know, so that's my story of how I got into bodybuilding. So I did ask you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram, and I'm going to be going over the Q&A. So I know that there was a few things that you guys wanted to know. Let me just get through this right here. So the first question was, what made you decide to go into bodybuilding? I just told you guys. So the second one was, does your family, friend, spouse support you or understand? That's actually a big one, because if you don't have a lot of people in the bodybuilding industry, you're probably going to feel extremely alone. So with me, I felt alone as hell. You know, my family didn't understand because they were seeing me kind of go from like a regular looking person to, you know, skin and bones, and they're not going to understand it. So the first year was hard. And I isolated myself so much, but then I grew like such thick skin about it that like now, instead of like them not being supportive or not really understanding, I don't know if it's really not being supportive. It's more of a lack of understanding kind of thing, that now they're like super, my mom's like super proud. She has like my trophies up, everything. It's pretty cool. As far as like spouse, my boyfriend, yeah, completely. That's like one of the things that I appreciate, especially in this prep, that I had somebody, sorry, it's freaking damn fly. I had somebody that was actually like really understanding of all the process that I had to go through. And it's hard, you know, because I don't really go out like that, especially when it comes like closer to the end. I'm not going out. I don't go out to dinner. I'm very like, I have to eat. I have to do this. I have to train. I also teach Zoom classes like 2 times a week, 6 days a week. So I'm like constantly busy. I have clients that I'm training like, you know, like via Zoom, clients that I have online coaches, online coaching. So I'm pretty busy all freaking day. So it's really important that if you are with someone, they do understand your passions. And if not, then Don't waste your time, okay? Another one is, do you feel pressured to get on steroids? Absolutely not. And I'm going to kind of dive into that right now. So I think that if I was younger and I was like unsure of myself, maybe I would. You know, I'm 35. I'm going to be 36. Yeah, I'm going to be 36 this year. Wow. And I'm like very sure and confident in everything that I do. So as crazy as it sounds, I purposely have joined the NPC, the National Physique Committee, because I know that steroids are very heavily used. That's not a secret. People don't really speak about it much, and I actually don't even like knock them at all. That's what they choose to do, and that's fine. But I purposely joined it because I knew that it would be a lot more challenging, and I wanted to be challenged as all hell. So, no, I don't feel pressure. So, how far do you want to take your bodybuilding career? Aiming for a pro card. This is my 6th show, 30 year in a row, and next week I will be getting on stage in a national show, which is a pro qualifier. So as far as taking my career, yeah, I absolutely do want to become a IFBB pro. That is the goal, okay? So the next question is, what happens after your competition? Does your meals and workout change gradually? It does. So essentially what you want to do, because you're in a calorie deficit for so long, there's people that take different approaches. So what works for me, because it doesn't work for everyone, what works for me is a reverse diet. And what I do is that I add calories slowly back into my meals, and my training changes. So I've been training very, very similarly for the past like 4 months. So now I'm going to be training for another goal. And because of that, my workouts will be a little bit like less intense. So I'm not going to be training 6 days a week. Probably be training 4 to 5. I'm not going to be doing cardio maybe every day. I'll be decreasing that amount slowly. Calories increases, reverse diet, which actually this week I have started already reverse dieting even into my show. So that was really done by my coach. He set it up that way and it's working out perfectly for me. So I'm not complaining. How has prepping experience been so far? Prepping experience is very, very personal and different for everyone. A lot of people have issues when it comes to dieting or sticking to a goal or doing anything to completion. And the thing that prepping has taught me was so much. It changes my perspective on everything that I do. Seriously, if I'm not going completely 100% about anything, I'm not doing it. I'm not half-assing shit. I'm not half-assing my life, my relationships. I'm not half-assing my business, my money, my finances. So it's like, you know, that was something that I had to learn over time. That was not something that I just kind of like, oh, I'm here now. This is what I do. Like, I was never that disciplined. That's a learned behavior that bodybuilding has literally helped me in. So, yeah. Let's see here. What is the next question? I'll answer a few more. And then we're pretty much done. I completely lost track of where I had my... I had a screenshot. Let's look for the screenshots. Do you have to wear your waist or wear waist trainers on prep? Some people do, I don't. I think that it just literally depends on the person and their body type. Understand that your body is a lot of the way that your body develops is based on genetics. I'm not saying that you cannot manipulate the way that you look, because you absolutely can. But, you know, we're talking about like 60, 70, maybe 70% genetics. And this is when it comes to bodybuilding, not when it comes to fitness in general. Two different ball games, guys. One of them kind of has nothing to do with the other. Well, kind of. But in order to be in the fitness industry, to be a coach, to be an instructor, to be a personal trainer, I don't think that that is at all a requirement. for competing. I think that that's completely a personal choice, and that doesn't make you better or worse. If I were to be a trainer and I've never competed in my life, that's completely fine, and that doesn't make you less of a better person or more of a better person. You understand? So, what's your ideal weight for you to be ready for show day? There is no ideal weight for me. What there is a look. So, if you're conditioned enough and you have to literally watch yourself evolve every single day, you have to be on it. And if you are not, then that's what separates you from the other people. Remember, I am not only competing on a stage with other people that are probably going to look 1,000 times better than I do, more conditioned, more anything, you know. I'm also competing on a national stage. This is like, it wouldn't be amateur anymore. I'm going to be trying to become a pro, so I have to be on point, you know. So if my stage weight is maybe 110 and I look conditioned that way, then that's fine. If I look more conditioned at 104, if I look better, you have to just go by a look, which is very subjective, unfortunately, in this sport, but it is what it is. That just is. All right, so I'll just answer. So I was asked, can women lose their periods during prep? Yes, that happens a lot. It actually, this time around, it didn't happen to me at all. Last year, I lost my period it was pushed back maybe about a few weeks. That was it. I've heard of girls that they lose their periods for like a whole entire year, which is horrible. I feel so bad for them. Because, hormonally, just everything has to be right. But the way that, I was working very closely with my coach, and he did such a good job with my hormones, my sleep, every single thing, every attention to detail, that I literally got my period literally a few days ago, and my body fat is super low. I do not know what my body fat percentage is. I don't check it. There is no requirement for that. Like I said, it's a look. So clearly your body fat percentage is going to be a lot lower than your normal. Okay? So that's about it. That's all I got for today. So yeah, make sure you like this, subscribe, because there's more to come. Next thing I'm going to be showing you guys is actually me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and next time I'm going to show you guys me posing, which is the thing that actually makes me crazy. I'm so insecure about it. Still am. I know that I shouldn't be, but as soon as I get on stage, I get all shaky. So I want to show you guys what it takes to actually pose, and it hurts so bad. Also, my progression of posing is so night and day. All right, guys. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.